Uma viagem hoje começa online, através de um motor de busca, de um portal digital, de uma aplicação móvel ou de uma plataforma de pagamento eletrônico que seja segura para aquele que pretende visitar o país. É por isso que é importante empreendermos um processo.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bertha Sitole. I am from the Kingdom of Eswatini. I am representing Africa Rise Youth Indaba. I am an entrepreneur, which African Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy. We capacitate adults, youth, professionals, and so forth in any other areas that need help. So we are speaking about innovation, we're speaking about trends, and all the panelists are right. Young people excel in this place. But what concerns me is we are referring to them as them, they, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Where are they in this room? Because they need to shape the conversation. These young people participate in tourism. They are the beneficiaries of tourism, but we are not involving them. What is the new government going to do about it? One of the panelists spoke about assumptions. Are we going to make targets on them without involving them? How are we involving them as important stakeholders so that we make decisions that are going to benefit them and not end up complaining and saying the youth are not interested? Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. I am also part of the Africa Rise Youth Indaba team, so I would actually like to ask my fellow teammates and colleagues, let's bring to the table the discussion about the fact that all the important people, the ministers and presidency advisors who had said they were throwing the word youth around in every conversation, every panel since yesterday and this morning, why have they been allowed to leave the room graciously and not listen to the time when it was our opportunity to speak after our own ambassador had to fight for the right for our seats to even attend the event because you were not included. Had we not been here, youth would have been thrown around with no youth presence in the function. So I'd like to ask, because I'm sure you all have very strong opinions about that, but how do you feel about the fact that it seems a little bit like a blatant disrespect instead of being used as a decoration and yet not being heard out? So what are your views on that?
Thank you.
Rise and improvise, create jobs and stabilize our daily lives. Consume less and create more. We hardcore, hunger for more. Choice of work or stay poor. It's just the choice of work or you stay poor. Hunger for more. We would love to make sure that the youth stands up and make sure that we lead and take charge. The youth is out here to make sure that Africa stays alive. We are Africa Rise Youth Indaba, the queen of African youth leadership is here. Stand up and rise. Africa Rise. Africa Rise. Let's go. Africa Rise.
So I would like to find myself as a sponsor, full sponsor of the youth panel that is about to be on the stage. I'd like to call upon our first panelist, Ms. Zinhle Njetle, all the way from South Africa. Please come forward and take a seat on the stage. Our youth leader at the African Rise Youth Indaba. She's also studying Masters at the University of KZN, Masters in Cultural Tourism. Please give her a round of applause. Our next panel, we cannot come to Mozambique and not have an esteemed youth leader that represents the voices of the youth in Mozambique. Before I introduce him to the stage, I want to say that, few weeks ago, this investment forum wouldn't happen here in Mozambique. And that's because the youth are angry. They are not seen, they are not appreciated, they are not heard But I'm not going to say much because we do have a youth leader from Mozambique to actually tell us what is it that causes these tensions. Please welcome Mr. Benjamin Makideta. And he is the General Director of Africa Union Youth Commission for Mozambique Chapter. Applause, please, applause as Mr. Benjamin comes on stage. Today, I really want to
the tourism industry, to share about investment, to share about what we'd like to see in Africa. So before I begin with just discussing my take on the tourism industry, I'd like to ask this valuable question. How many people in this room are youth? Okay. And how many of these people that are representing the youth feel included in the tourism industry and included in the discussions about tourism? Okay, so none. Okay, well that takes us to the conversations that we've been constantly having. Our Ambassador Figile did indicate and speak about sustainability. And yesterday, I sat, like many of our youth, I listened to all the conversations around sustainability, ecotourism, we want to invest in our coastal marine life, this, that, but where is the youth in these discussions? Thank you. But where is the youth in these discussions? As a young individual that is in the tourism space, for the longest time I have seen that tourism does not have a platform that represents the young people. Most of the time, our leaders are much seasoned people, we appreciate that. But at the same time, we want you to include us. We want you to give us a platform to actually share our own take and learn from you guys. We're not here to take the cake away from you guys, but we want to actually experience tourism and learn about the tourism industry. And this just brings me to some of the things that I have identified, which is in the tourism industry, we market it as an industry that is Africa's gold. But at the same time, in the same breath, we see that in that very same industry that is marketed to be the gold of Africa, we still have many young people living in economic despair. These young people are people that are in communities, and honestly speaking, they are tired about having to be invited in forums like this where we stand and we give you a speech about what we want to see